Okay, guys, fire away.
David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Understanding you don't have much of a sample size here in September, but when you have such a wide variance in performance from one week to the next, how do you characterize that? How do you articulate it? What did you say to the players?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, like last week, don't get too high. This week, don't get too low. We got a lot of areas that we need to improve in, obviously. Life in the NFL is kind of like that. It got a bunch of ups and downs, and, tough people fight through it.
Clarence Hill, All City, Dallas. Micah said last night it wasn't a scheme issue, it was an effort issue. What did you assess, the inability to stop the run? Was that a scheme or effort issue?
I don't really think it was an effort issue. I think, that team, they beat us off the snap quite a few times. Got us where I thought we were slow with our hands, and that's my fault. I got to get them better ready to play than that. I talked to them during the week about it, but at the end of the day, we didn't get moving quick enough. They quick counted us a few times. Obviously, they got a good scheme, but it was things we'd worked on. It wasn't. All the even the Wildcat play we worked on.
Are they hesitant because they didn't know what they were doing, or just you said?
No, I don't know if that's the case. I think we got lined up fine. We were trying to move the front some, and that caught us a couple times too when they're moving a guy. So I just got to do a better job.
Todd Archer with ESPN. You know how the league works. Do you anticipate more from Baltimore to doing some of this stuff, or are they kind of locked into how they run it and it's different than what?
Yeah, well, in this league, they're all going to copycat. So we have to fix the things that we didn't do well, and move on from there. And obviously they're going to have their meat and potatoes that they do.
What would you make of your defensive tackle play?
You know what? Really, most of the guys, I didn't coach up good enough. It's really isn't one spot. It was, there was things that, we didn't do well. We ran under some blocks. We had some perimeter run force issues. But that's me.
John Machado with The Athletic. The defensive tackle position really hasn't been a big strength around here for a while. What gives you the confidence that you do have the right guys to get the job done?
Yeah, it will be. I've done this for 28 years in this league. I've seen a lot of defensive tackles. As long as they continue to do what we're asking them to do, they'll have success. They may not be the greatest pass rushers, but we've got other people to do that. But it's like the game last night. We didn't allow us to rush the passer because they didn't give us opportunities because we didn't get the run stop. So I just obviously have to make a better effort of it. I got to get more detailed in the things that I'm telling them. I got to make sure that we're working those specific details every single day, which we will.
Mike Zimmer, The Athletic. 18 snaps for DeMarvion Overshown yesterday. Just what do you need from him to be able to use him in the base defense?
Well, the thing is that we've got some linebackers that we like. The week before, we didn't anticipate being in so much subgroup packages. This week, we didn't anticipate being in quite so many base down packages. So, each week is going to be different for each guy. And, talking about Demo, he's coming off an ACL, missed all of spring, didn't really get out there until we got to OTA. So he's working his way back in, and that will continue to go forward as we go. But he's going to get plenty of reps.
And you guys used him as a spy quite a bit against Watson. Do you anticipate that being a sort of thing against Lamar Jackson where you kind of do that?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We might have to use Micah to do it. He's pretty athletic and fast.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How much were your linebackers affected yesterday by your struggles up front?
I never said we had struggled up front. I said I didn't do a good enough job in preparing them to play the run. So the linebackers, they have a tough job. They got to be in one spot, and somebody moves, they got to be in another spot, and that's just the way it goes.
You faced Lamar before when he was in
Pardon
Minnesota.
me?
You faced Jackson before when he was in Minnesota. Just how difficult is he just to prepare for?
But he's great. He's throwing. I think he's throwing the ball really well. Now I've only watched a game and a half so far because I've been doing this other stuff. But obviously he's an outstanding zone read runner, outstanding scrambler. We're going to have to be on our P's and Q's.
Dewey Scruggs, ABC5. Mike, 2 games in now, can you give us your thoughts on Mozzie Smith and how he's progressing at the time?
I think he's progressing a lot. I think he's in the right place 99% of the time. What he needs to do is now and we've been working at it on this and trying to, once he defeats the block, getting off the block and going and finishing and going making the tackle. He had a couple nice rushes a week ago. He didn't rush quite as well this week, but I'm not displeased with Mozzie at all. It's good to see you too. I haven't seen you in a long time. That wasn't a dig. That's right. That wasn't a dig, I promise.
I know, Mike, that's his clan.
Yeah, that's him.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. What did you see from Micah's second week where he kind of talked about you giving him a free will that he hadn't seen before in his career in terms of pre-snap alignment? How did that?
Yeah, and maybe not the free wills part, but maybe I tried to use him a little bit more this week in a lot of different things, and hindsight's 20/20. I did that a lot. I thought that would be some good scheme things, but it may have affected some of the other players and asked them to do too many different things this week. So that's why I say I need to do a better job of that. He did do when he played the run, he played it very good. He played a 6 technique, he played a 4 technique, he played a 9 technique. There was, obviously there's a couple plays he'd like to have back, but I thought he played very well. Probably played as good as anybody.
Mike Edward, WFAA. Can you give us a sense of what it's like to play against Lamar Jackson? What's your expectation when you combine that with a physical, intimidating type of runner like Derrick Henry?
Yeah, it's and their offensive line does a good job. They're big, strong guys. It'll be a great test for us. I think they do so many things. And again, I've only watched a game and a half, but they spread you out all over the field, and you're gonna have to defend from sideline to sideline. They got some speed receivers that can get down the field, tight ends that they use a lot, and they give you a lot of unusual formations, I guess the best way to say it.
Mike Jonah Javad with WFAA. Just curious your thoughts on the history of pre-snap motion, and we've seen so much of it kind of rise throughout the last handful of years, and I think passing touchdowns kind of changed with teams playing a lot too high now. Just your thoughts on maybe the history of the genesis of pre-snap motion and why teams are running it so much now?
Well, the biggest thing is, especially like with the linebackers, it's not usually as difficult because they're just bumping from one place to the other. But when you got nickelbacks in there and they start on a 3-by-1 formation, end up in 2-by-2 formation, your nickelback's playing linebacker and your linebacker's playing nickel at the end of the day. So those things always create issues. It creates issues in some of the coverages if you're pressuring, things like that. So I think there's, it's been a good advantage for the offenses.
Nick Harris, for Star Telegram. You taking ownership and saying that you have to get them ready to play better than that. Is that something you communicate to them today, and then how do you correct that going into the week?
Yeah, I talked to him today for a while. Watched film together. We talked about things we need to do better, things I need to do better, and, we'll just keep working on it. My first game here as a coordinator was the pickle juice game. I vowed to fix it after that. Okay, so if I didn't fix those, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Like Aaron Cousins, Lone Star Live. In that same vein, this is your first time with this particular group responding from a loss. What surprised you or what stood out about them?
I did tell him this today. I said, I've watched you guys for, over 3 months now, right? I've never seen us have one practice like that. I've never seen us have 5 plays in a practice like that. I mean, these guys, typically, they are on point and do everything the right way. They play very, very hard. They like to compete. I didn't allow them to use our strength, which is being able to get them into some third down situations and passing situations. So I got to do a better job there.
Skyler Dixon with the AP. What do you remember about the week after the pickle juice game?
I don't know, it was like 20-some years ago, but all I know is that we went to work to fix it, and we did.
And one of the things Mike said earlier was that getting a chance to watch it, he felt like it
Who
looked
said
like it.
Micah?
No, Mike McCarthy, I'm sorry,
okay.
Coach McCarthy. It looked like a young team, and that just kind of struck him as he watched it. Do you agree with that? Is that really even something that can be in consideration in today's NFL? It was a young team.
Well, I would say this. We didn't have any base plays against Cleveland. This is the first time we really got out there with base personnel against, the bigger people and 21 and things like that. So it's kind of the first time they all kind of played together. I anticipate we'll be a lot better as we go forward.
So based on what you're saying, the time you spent around this team and watching them practice and their approach, yesterday was an aberration from what you had seen up to this point?
I would say so.
Anything else?
Mike, Jordan Lewis moved outside late in the game at corner. Was that something for Carson? Was Carson banged up, or you just wanted to look at Jordan out there?
Yeah, we just wanted to give him a break and get JD out there a little bit. But the passing game wasn't really. They had 3 explosive plays. We had a screen. It was a big one, bomb in a two deep coverage, and the over route I think it was a fire zone or something. But no, it wasn't. He'll continue to get better each and every week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you.